we have not created great habits about talking about race and equity across difference in particular. And so we as grown-ups, let alone the kids, need to build the skill, will, and courage to do that. And so we can't expect, even just talking about race and equity, you also need some tools to do that. Just putting kids together in a room doesn't necessarily do that. Not sometimes even having a focus, but certainly the focus of learning together, not necessarily, sure, learning about each other, but having something that you are partnering together to learn separate from just being together also I think is a really powerful way of doing it. And then when I was in Los Angeles running a service learning program, and we had students who were English speakers, and then students who had just recently moved to the US. We started creating activities that would put the students who were English speakers off, like that they had to navigate the world without using some tools that might simulate what it was like to be an English language learner. So to try and actually directly address the power dynamic that society puts us in, and flip it around for that perspective gaining and that empathy. We've done sort of similar things in different places. But I think that if we're not explicit, we have all the biases anyway, right? It's already there. Right. So we've got to just be, and I think that it's for many kids who are white or dominant culture, they don't actually, I'll speak for myself, as somebody who grew up white in dominant culture, there weren't always a lot of ways to be actively anti-racist, and there wasn't always a language to use, and so it was this unspoken guilt and all these other things. So let's help give all the kids tools and all the grown-ups tools to make sure that, because it's going to be there because the power exists. So the best we can do is bring it up to the surface, help folks understand, and not pretend it's not there, or inadvertently, or by silence, buy into the inequity that our society's created.